Welcome back, my friends, to Tacker's Trial High Score Edition. I want to show you how to get the highest score possible, the method I've been using that I think works. I'm going to warn you right now, I don't think you're going to like how it's done. It's not as clean as some of the other seasons, and if you want to know why I changed my name to that, link up above for a video I made a while ago. Now, the basic strategy is to use Nitro and Ciphers. That's really what you're going to need to do. And I'm going to speed through these first 5 rounds because if you don't get something out of the 5th round, there's really no point in going forward. So for augments, you want to take anything that's going to give you gold because you're going to need a lot of gold. So if you can get a gold item, great. But ultimately, you're getting to the Shaco round and then see what you get out of it. Did you get a crown? If not, leave, say hello to your Kawaka, and then start all over again. So before I get into more of the nuts and bolts, why not just go all Ciphers? And part of the reason is that 1, the Ciphers don't mesh well, so it's a hard build to put together. And 2, when you do focus mainly on Ciphers, you easily go over 1,000 intelligent points. At what point you may get the big reward, which comes with 3 Tactician's crowns that you can then turn into the triple crown. But the reality is at 1,000 intel, you only have a 1/3 chance of actually getting 3 crowns. You actually have a better chance of getting 2 crowns at 900 intel. So the most consistent method I found of being able to pull off the triple crown is to make sure you get a crown out of the first boss, or at least a piece of a crown, and then try to get 900 intel for the cash out round in 3-7 for that 50% chance of getting the triple crown, thus unlimited money and unlimited score. Now, I say unlimited score, but that's kind of a lie, because after 90 minutes, it's going to kick you out. I got distracted in the middle of doing this one when I was trying to get all the 5s and all the 4s, or most of the 4s. You can't get necessarily all of the 4s, but I was trying to get them all, and then the game just told me, yeah, you're done, so didn't get to finish that. I want to take you back through the first 5 rounds to give you the general strategy. You're going to start off by grabbing any Nitro or Cypher you find. Take them up as far as you can, at least the Nitros. Level up going into 4 so you have a decent shot of getting a Shyvana. Then after this, you're going to get offered an augment. I like to take gold augments if I can get it, Starry Night being my favorite if I can find it. Otherwise, just go with what you can. You can spend time rolling here or not, you're really not in danger of losing. But after this round, you're going to decide whether to go on or not. And really, there are 2 ways to go on. Either you get the full crown, so now you have room for an additional player. I tend to go Nitro first, so I'm going to build up that bot and turn it into the dragon. But you can add Ciphers in. The only problem is if you add them in too fast, you're going to go over 1,000 and run into the same problem we talked about before. Try to get your Nitros leveled first, but not at the expense completely of not getting your Ciphers in. By the beginning of stage 2, you want to at least have 3. By the middle of stage 2, you want to get to 4. By the end of stage 2, you want to have all 5 Ciphers, so you have a shot of getting to the 900 that you need. There's another option, but it's a little risky, which is in the first mini-boss, if you only get a spatula or a pan, you can wait for the second mini-boss and then hope you get a spatula or a pan to go with it and then make an emblem. Here's the problem. You're not likely going to be able to get your Ciphers on the board because you don't have the extra room at that point. So you're going to be taking a huge risk. You're not likely going to be able to get to the 900 points, but at 750, you have a 25% chance of getting 2 crowns, and at 800, you have a 33% chance. So it's not impossible, but trust me when I say that your best odds rest in just restarting until you get a full crown at the beginning, and then following a pattern that gives you your final Cypher, your 5th one, Zed, at about 3-1. That should put you at the 900 intel that you need, which will give you a 50% chance. So you don't spend a full 20 minutes going through to get to that point and then only have a 25 or 33% chance of actually getting what you need. And don't expect to win every fight. It's just not designed for that to happen with this build. There are builds you can do where you're more likely to win every fight, but this one is more about getting to that triple crown so you can maximize your score. So let's jump to a game where we have the triple crown and we're maximizing score. So the big secret to score maximization is that you get 1,000 points every time you 2-star a champ. When you're up at level 10, your best odds are actually in 2-starring 4 costs, but it's more fun to 3-star all the 5 costs. So what I did was just went through, 3-starred all the 5 costs except for Zach, and I'll explain that in a moment, because 3-starring Zach and putting him on the board, it's gonna mess everything up for you. But your goal is essentially to just keep collecting coins, because you're gonna get an unlimited number of them, and then 3-star all of your 5 costs, get them on the board, and then just start working through the 4 costs. And what I found really helps at this point is really using Zach as the one that you're 2-starring the most, because he's going to keep showing up where you're going to get lots of 4 costs, but you can kind of just cycle through, sell Zach, then put some other people on the bench, but you'll keep getting 2-star Zachs. And if you notice the score just climbing on the side, every time we create a 2-star, get 1,000 points, sell them, and rinse, repeat for as long as you feel like doing, up to about 90 minutes. And presuming you stay focused on it, it takes about 20 minutes after you get the triple crown to get yourself up to 1,000,000 points. So you probably took about 15 minutes to get there. Then you can cross the 1,000,000 and you can go a lot further at that point. Again, you have a full 90 minutes, but I don't see the point then to just keep going on. So once I hit the 1,000,000 points, then I decided that I just wanted to 3-star all of the 4s and 5s, or should I say as many of them as I could. And I want to show you why you don't 3-star the Zach and put him on the board. Once you do, everything just turns into bloblets and you can't do anything. You can either sell him, or even if you just put him back on the bench, then that will get rid of those little blobs at the bottom. And you can see you can put him in and then take him back out and you'll get your board back. So you didn't ruin anything for yourself if you make that mistake of putting him in. Just pull him out, put him on, and then you can continue racking up score. Or in this case, I wanted to play a game where I would see who does the most damage. So after I finished 3-starring everything I could, because there just was not enough room, we put Zach back in and then go ahead and set it up to see which champ is going to do the most damage. This is the one before the final boss, and even though Renekton's in the back, he jumps out in front with 15,000, but ultimately Zach just overtakes and does the majority of the damage. Then we move into the final round. And I thought maybe Zach had an advantage, so I moved him back into the back row and Kabuko up. I've got all my 4 costs in the front row along with the I carry golem, and I wanted to see what would happen. Once again, Renekton, even from the back row, just takes 1 swipe, does his 15,000, but even from the back row, Zach comes in, slams it down, and we get our prismatic 5 stars. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.